In this episode, we're going to be doing a product review on the Radix hunting camera and companion solar panel. Stay tuned. Hi, this is Tim and Joel,
Welcome to Midwest Hunting and Outdoors by Two Dumbasses
a podcast about the outdoors, hunting,
and being a steward of the land.
Welcome to Midwest Hunting and Outdoors by Two Dumbasses. Thanks for your viewership. In this episode, we're going to be walking through Radix hunting camera and companion solar panel. Now, this camera that we're talking about, Joel, I think this is the only camera that they have, right? I mean, it's the MCDR VX.
Yeah, I think they carry two, but I think it's one is Verizon and one is ATT compatible. So I think it's the only model, if you will, camera.
Yeah, and kind of a credit to Radix Hunting. They gave this to us free to do a quick review on. So credit to them. Really appreciate that. So Joel, you're the one that kind of tested this out. So
I took this on to test. It's the first and only cell camera that I've ever owned or used. I should say, not owned, but used. And so please, I would be the first one to say, take this with a grain of salt. And Tim, really want to challenge you as I go through this that I'm fair in evaluation of this because of the cellular part. And I know you've been into this for a year or two with the cuttybacks, right?
Yep.
So, I'd like to talk through this features and functions of both of these, and then my experience with it and kind of pros and cons.
Yep.
So let's start with the solar panel first because it's a little easier to talk about. It does come with internal batteries, 3,000 milliamp rechargeable battery in it. When I use this solar panel on the camera never got below 100% in two and a half months that I tested it.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I think the solar panel, and we'll talk about, I think it's a have to have. I think you would say the same thing on any cell system, that they're just energy hogs. They're going to eat up energy, and the solar panel is almost a have to have.
100%.
It is a 6 volt and a 12 volt solar panel, so that's nice. Other than that, I was really impressed with, the connectivity on it. It was a tight rubber sealed fit on both ends, on the solar panel and on the camera. So it fit really well. It was really secure. I had no issues with it coming unhooked or any rain or moisture getting in or anything like that. Other than that, it's, you hook it up, connect it either through the screw up system or a belt, and plug it in the camera, and away you go.
Nice.
Worked out really well.
So hey, when we go in there, I'm getting ahead of myself. Keep going.
Okay. The camera. It's this was on Verizon. Where I had it, it was very open, but cell service around us of any kind is iffy at best. I didn't have any issues of connecting to the cell system. I didn't test it in the woods. I would almost guarantee you that I would have issues if I was inside the woods and not in an open area. The camera is a 32 megapixel camera, 1080p video, 60 feet detection range and a 70-foot flash range. It does have the low flash guard on it. And, when you take these pictures, the deer are oblivious to what's going on. So it's really good. Does record audio, does photo bursts up to 9 photo bursts at a time, and video from 5 to 60 seconds. Really super easy to set up. I think I have some video, I'll include that, but you're basically going to open up the front cover of the camera, and it has a little barcode in there that you take a picture of, and it connects you to ScoutX is the app, third-party app that they use and work through. And you just register on ScoutX. You're going to have to pick out your monthly plan and register your camera. So it's I really anticipated that it was going to be difficult and complex to get set up, but it couldn't be any simpler, honestly. Now, I know that Radix isn't the only one doing this, but again, first time user for me. I think I was a pretty typical consumer, and I was extremely pleased on how easy it was to set up. I used it again for about 2.5 months, took 1,500 to 2,000 pictures with it. I was on the 3 gigabyte plan, which is about $3. So the prices on this, and we'll include those in this video, it's $10 a month per camera just to play. And then you can choose different memory patterns. The one I chose was 3 gigabytes, and it was about 500 pictures equivalent, which honestly wasn't enough for me. So, and to me, that's one of the cons is the cost, the ongoing cost of these things. If I wanted unlimited pictures, I think it's another $20 per month. So you're talking $30 a month. And again, you can turn this camera on and off whenever you want. But I don't know, just it was a bad taste in my mouth. It was a good introduction to cell cameras, but yeah, it's just I didn't see the value in it, to be honest with you. Takes really good pictures. I would say so when it takes a picture. You can set up in this app how frequently you want the pictures or video sent to you, and the app is really organized really well. It comes with thumbnails, and they can be different sizes. You can set the different thumbnails. If you want a high resolution, you can select that and get a high resolution download of that photo. I would tell you that the pictures that get downloaded to you in thumbnail form on your phone are good enough to see if it's a buck or a doe, and maybe get some rough images of the antler size and the deer characteristics, but it's not something you're going to be able to blow up and mount on a wall or get a picture taken of it. You're going to have to go to the SD card and pull that off.
So when we talk about quality of pictures, would you say it's good quality, very good quality, or excellent?
I'd probably be stretching it's good quality that you get on your phone.
Okay.
Now, I would say it's very good quality on the SD card. Now, I'll show some different pictures here of side by side of what they look like on the SD card.
Sure.
And whatnot. So my biggest knock on this camera, I had a hard time with the sensitivity of it, the trigger sensitivity of it. I was getting a lot of faults. I had it set on, the sensitivity is 0 through 10. I started off setting it at 9, and I was just getting a lot of false readings. Now keep in mind, when you get these false readings, it's still going against your plan. The nice thing is you're seeing it every day or how long you have it set up, so you can adjust accordingly. But so the next day I got all these false pictures. I went down to 7, and long story short, I ended up at 4 because I was just getting so many false signals. Now what I don't know was, I'm at 4. Am I missing some deer activity that I wish I would have gotten? But
so in order to do that, you need to put up another trusted camera to check that out.
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
Yeah, but I didn't do that, so that's bad on me. So the sensitivity was my biggest knock on this camera, to be honest with you. I did do some video. I would consider the video pretty good, very good actually. And I'll include some of that video in here. The downside on the video is, man, if you thought photos took up memory, the video just ate it up. Funny story. The second month that I was testing this, I'm like, well, I better test the video and see how this is. On the first day, I set up the video, or set it up for video, and checked it the next day on my phone, and I had used up 25% of my plan in the first day for the whole month.
Oh boy.
And most of those videos were false signals. So, it can just death spiral on you really quick. you really have to be engaged with it every day and change the settings to match it. Now, again, I truly believe that the setup and the environments are going to have a big impact on that. But this was wide open and really no weeds or branches or anything like that to trigger it or whatever. But other than that, here would be my take on this is I think it's a good introductory cell camera. I think there's a lot of cameras. I think it's $150, $149. I think the solar panel is around $50.
You're 200.
$200. I think there's a lot of other cameras out there that
In that range.
that are in that range and would perform better, or at least I'd do some more research on it and see which ones. Again, take it with a grain of salt. My first cell experience. I do like the idea of it's exciting to get those downloads twice a day or 4 times a day or whatever you set it up. The app was really nice and user friendly. When I did have problems, I was able to get in the app and change it. I would also say all the settings on this camera are done through your phone on the app. You really can't or don't want to do any of the settings on the camera. There's no display, there's no buttons to change any of this. It's all done on your camera, which is kind of nice. You just got to make sure you got connectivity.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So I do have some questions.
Yes, please.
All right. So, one of the things when I look at cameras, particularly cell cameras, it's always around what's cost of ownership, right? So cost of ownership, cost of the camera, cost of the batteries or solar power, and then what's the ongoing cost, right? So you talked about cell plan, then also with your cell plan, and then also your picture plan.
Yeah.
Right. So
yep.
all the camera manufacturers I've seen have that. So for $200, and then you've got is I would say reasonable, but it sounds to me when we talk about all the false pictures or I'm going to call them false triggers.
Yep.
That's where your cost of ownership starts to skyrocket.
It does, and I'll refer back to that video example. Is 25% of my plan was gone in one day, and then I had to make a choice. Do I up my plan? And you can up your plan during the month. That's not an issue. You're not going to lose pictures, but there's a high. I would say this has a high cost of ongoing ownership.
Okay, how about and kudos on the solar power. I'm a huge fan of solar power as an option for cell phone or for cell cameras. Construction. How would you say the camera and the solar panel constructed? I mean, we've seen the Cuddies, very sturdy.
I would say on the solar panel, excellent. It's stupid simple. High construction. Again, the connectivity and the cords, it's really sturdy, all good. The camera, I would say, very good. Had a good seal on it, easy to get in and out. No issues with condensation or water or anything like that. And just looking at it and feeling it, it's pretty well constructed piece of plastic.
So with Cuddies, I know they have what's called a black flash, and the black flash is set up so that animals can't see that. They can hear the trigger, but they don't see the flash per se. What kind of flash does this come with?
They call it a low glow, and it's basically IR red, but it has a black screen over top of it. Okay. That hides some of that flash, but I think that also hinders your distance. They're saying 70 yards, which
70 feet.
I'm sorry, 70 feet, which was about my experience. So I think that's factual. But it's I think it would even go further if it didn't have the black screen. Now the deer would definitely be able to detect that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So setup. You said setup was simple, huh?
I would say excellent. From what I had in my head, how it was going to go, it went so like just like butter. The the little QR code on the inside makes it so nice, so easy.
Yeah, they've really simplified.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I operate it without a cell plan? Can I just use it as like a regular camera?
You know what? Let's do some research offline here, and we'll include that in the video right here. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Well, wow. So sounds like you had a pretty good test. It is exciting, I will tell you. So I have, you guys, you all know, guys, I'm a cutty guy. I have mine set for every 2 hours. It is super exciting, super exciting when you start to look at, oh, it's on the hour. And so mine are set on even hours. And my pictures come in at 20 minutes on the hour. And it's awesome.
It is. It does help. I could see where, like, from a security camera standpoint, it would be great for that too, and obviously hunting and that information. But yeah, for me it was. Well, you're running 17 cameras on one plan. Can you imagine if you had to pay, literally $13 to $15 to $20 a month per camera to run the 17 cameras?
Yeah.
Just.
Cost of ownership goes skyrocket.
Crazy, just absolutely crazy. But it is the new technology, and I would say this is an introductory camera. I would do your research on it, see what else is out there to compete with it. I would definitely say yes on the solar panel, and I would definitely say, you know what, do your research on cameras, and there's probably better cameras out there.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair?
Yeah. You have anything else?
No.
Me either.
All right.
So until next time,
be safe, have fun, and get outdoors.
Desperado, sitting in a old Monte Carlo, a man whose heart is hollow.